What's going on, y'all? I've been waiting a really long time to make this episode, but timing is everything. Time is absolutely everything. And I want to talk about something in particular. You know what I'm saying? Have you guys ever had that friend, right? A friend that's all buddy buddy in your face, but they're like behind the scenes, like they're what I'm saying, kiki kaka talking shit behind your back. And one of these days, that information is gonna get back to you. But let me tell you about a book that will prevent any of that from happening. Because people like that likes to talk shit from the shadows and not say it directly to your face. These are what I like to call spineless cowards, and anybody cackling behind the scenes with them are the exact same things, and they're no better than the participant themselves. So let's get into this book because I actually been waiting on this shit. Like this is gonna be like my favorite thing to talk about. And the book here that I have is called The 48 Laws of Power. Let me just show you. You can get this book on Amazon today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you exactly why you should read it. People actually do the things that are in this book. Some people in your life, you won't suspect to, use some of these tactics, but it'd be the people closest to you that are the people you have to look out for the most. And this book talks about that. And unfortunately, I was a victim, to this book after reading it, because who would think that somebody close to you would do something like that, like be a manipulative fuck to multiple individuals. And the crazy thing is, they think they are very smart, right? That they can't be caught. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to puppeteer everybody from behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? But this is how, you catch those motherfuckers. I'm not going to lie. I don't like people like this. But, let's get into it, because the law that I'm going to tell you about first, let me go to it. I got to find it. Oh my God, this is great. You guys have no idea how happy I am. I love it. As soon as I find it and I get to it, I will tell you guys. Yeah, here it is. Law 14. And what does that say? It says, pose as a friend, work as a spy. Knowing about your rival is critical. Use spies to gather valuable information that will keep you a step ahead. Better still, play the spy yourself. In polite social encounters, learn to probe. Ask indirect questions to get people to reveal their weakness and intentions. There is no occasion that is not an opportunity for artful spying. And friends, family, it don't matter. Everybody in your workplace are capable of doing this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me sick to my stomach that the people closest to you can do such a thing like that. Now, why would they do something like that? I have no idea. What do they have to gain from messing with you or me? I don't know, but I know one thing, that this book can help you dismantle all of that shit. I have a couple of notes in here that I wanted to go over. But yeah, it'll be also will be somebody in your life that's like a white knight that pretends like they're above it all and they're the victim in this situation, and say that you can trust them. I'm not going to lie. Go along with that shit. Go along with that shit and let them think that you're naive. We all know that you're talking shit behind our back, because that's what spineless cowards do. That's what you all do. What I'm telling you this today, that all that shit ends for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You in the comment section, if this is happening to you or this has happened to you, comment in the comment section and let me know, has this ever happened to you and how you handled the situation. Now, let's go into Law 33. Let's go to it. I'm going to read it aloud so you guys know. You know what I'm saying? That's 38. The best method, though, in all of this, though, is the gray rock manipulators. They can't manipulate him if you don't talk to him, to be honest. But, in my case, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But, we're going to discover each man's thumb screw. And what that means, everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. The weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it's a thumb screw you can turn to your advantage. So they might use a certain thing about you, you know what I'm saying, to manipulate you. A certain situation that happened to you, X, Y, and Z, because they know you'll react to it. But the moment you don't give any reactions, that's when their plan goes down the sink. You know what I'm saying? And somebody's plan is about to go down the sink. Law 15, the middle, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to law 15. Is this what you do to people like this? Since they like to play games, we can play games over here too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, here it is. It says, crush your enemy totally. All great leaders since Moses have known that a feared enemy must be crushed completely. Sometimes they have to learn this the hard way. If one ember is left alight, no matter how dimly it smolders, a fire will eventually break out. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. The enemy will recover and will seek revenge, crush him, not only in body, but in spirit. And how do you do this with people like that? You leave them alone. Get rid of everybody. Don't be afraid to cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Life's too short to be playing these fuck-ass games with people. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know what type of sick joke people like to play with people that genuinely mind their business and, you know what I'm saying, are hurting. And people like to take advantage of people's situations. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just goes to show you, like I said before, people are genuinely spineless cowards. I mean, this whole book is full of useful information that you can use to, now what I would say is, please do not use this shit to try and manipulate somebody, because you'll be no better than them, to be honest. But you know what I'm saying? You can use this to protect yourself, because don't put nothing past nobody. That's what I learned in this life. And I had a great teacher. You know, my dad used to say, life's a game. You got to know how to play it. Well, this is some of the rules in the rule book, and you should definitely know about the games being played. You don't want to be finessed. Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use your enemies. Be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find some way to make some. It don't mean like go around trying to piss somebody off, but like, honestly, you run into shit like that all the time. Like, I had a couple of situations where my supposed enemy then became my most useful resource. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and the people closest to you, pretending like they're your friend, normally they got some other motives in mind. I'm not saying that everybody is like this, but definitely be wary of this, because, you know what I'm saying, this part in particular, it's like this whole book like goes around in it, like it loops into each other. All the laws go directly together. People may be using multiple laws and disregard some of them. They fail to read this whole book. You know what I'm saying? You have to read the whole book. A lot of people pick and choose certain laws, and sometimes that's people's undoing, is because they feel like they know better. A lot of people feel like, you know what I'm saying? And you know what we call this? People that like to manipulate people, right? A master manipulator, right? They are subject to this word I like to call hubris. It's not a word that I like to call it. That's the actual word. And I'll give you the definition right here. I'll give you the definition right here. Define hubris. Excessive pride or self-confidence. You know? In a very toxic way. They just also just feel like nothing can touch them. Yeah, hubristic person is characterized by excessive pride, arrogance, and overconfidence, leading them to overestimate their abilities and importance, disregard advice, and act with a sense of entitlement or infallibility, often resulting in foolish decisions and negative consequences. Yeah. So hubris is something that is, that's their thumb screw that it mentioned in the book. A lot of the people that feel like they just know they can get over on you, you have to show them that they're sadly mistaken and just use that against them. Play along with their little game, you know what I'm saying? Make them think that they're winning. And then don't tell them what you're doing. And when you make your exit, you don't say nothing. Don't be afraid to cut people off, man. That was my weakness. I was once afraid to cut people off, but that stops here. I once told myself that I would do anything to preserve my happiness, and I find it sad that I have to resort to a book like this to protect myself, because people closest to you are the ones doing the most shit to you. You feel me? And they think I don't know is the crazy part. Oh yeah, here's another important law. Conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance in the dark, but never revealing the purpose behind your actions. If they have no clue what you're up to, they cannot prepare a defense. Guide them far enough down the wrong path, envelop them in enough smoke, and by the time they realize your intentions, it'll be too late. Don't tell nobody your business, pretty much. I wouldn't. You just got to be careful out here, and that's what I learned. Like you literally, I don't care where you at. You literally can't put nothing past nobody, even the coworker at work. Sometimes they just like to get in your business. They'll ask you certain questions, and I'm gonna be honest. Unless there's somebody you can directly trust, I wouldn't tell them shit. You know what I'm saying? Just people like to get close to you just to be nosy and to eventually use that information that you told them against you. You know what I'm saying? And I've made this mistake because, you know what I'm saying? I've been, it's my fault for being too friendly. You know what I'm saying? I'll take responsibility for that. But in order for you guys not to do the same mistakes that I did, I'm telling you about this book today because I feel like it's a very good book. A very good book. And then also say less than necessary. I'm going to just sum this up. I'm somebody that is a over-explainer due to feeling the fear of being misunderstood. But sometimes, I'm not going to lie, bro. Over-explaining is just like begging. You don't have to, nobody needs to understand you. If they don't understand, that's their fault. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. So say what you mean and mean what you say, and that be it. You don't got to repeat yourself. A lot of us have a fear of being the bad guy. You don't have to worry about that. If that's how they took it, that's their problem. It ain't ours. But I'll read you what it says. When you're trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear and the less in control. Even if you're saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impressed and intimidated by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. That is excellent advice. And honestly, that's just for my people that like to over-explain like I do. This law it will tell you and might probably convince you to stop doing it. Whenever you feel like you need to have the urge to say something, that's when you probably shouldn't say something. Just leave it at that. And just know you don't have to prove nothing to nobody because this world isn't the most genuine place. I'm gonna be honest, it's just people like to Yeah, the more you say, you end up telling, you know what I'm saying, saying more than you should, and it gets used against you, and that's not something you want. You know what I'm saying? Like I just find it sad that people. What did Future say? It's a cold world we live in. Oh yeah, and this one right here too, and this is another reason why you should block motherfucker that's evil and not worth your time. I'm gonna be honest. This shit says avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You can die from someone else's misery, emotional states, and infectious. It's as infectious as a disease. You may feel you are helping the drowning man, but you are only participating, participating, particip, precipitating. My bad, y'all. I'm fucking tripping. Precipitating your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune on themselves. They will also draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. And that's why I know somebody in the comments gonna be like, L Reader, fuck you. But shit, that's why I say the best course of action is to block people like that. Cause it's just like they're playing these games because they're miserable, and a lot of them like to project stuff that's going on in their life onto you and bring in people that don't even got nothing to do with this situation. My advice to you is to try to break that cycle of that revolving door of misery, and then just make your exit, bro. Make your exit and set your boundaries and be ready to enforce them, because people like that don't care about boundaries. They're overbearing, and when they don't get their way, they lash out. And there's certain ways to fix people like that. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, their hubris will be their undoing because they feel like they're untouchable, or they think they're 3 moves ahead when they're really not. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let these people think you're slow. You're not. And this, you know what I'm saying? If you are a couple of steps behind, read this book. It'll get you up to speed. Learn to keep people dependent on you. This was one of the laws that somebody is probably using against you. They're probably like, I call it breadcrumbing. You know what I'm saying? They feed you a little bit of useful information that you feel you might need, but they won't tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? To keep you coming back to them for it. It might even be like they might find something you need in general. Like like I said, this goes in combination with the thumb screw shit. Let's just say I'm the manipulator, right? And I know you crave love and affection, and you're willing to do anything for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you little bits and dimes and pieces of it, because I know if I give you this, you're gonna give me what I want. That's also attacking the thumb screw analogy that is said in the law book. And now I'm keeping you dependent upon me. Now I'm just say I give you another scenario right here. This is actually the perfect scenario. One. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say that there is a husband and a wife, right? And the wife cheated in some way. We'll just say she committed infidelity, right? The wife did that. The husband knows this, but some reason he chooses to stay around. Why? Because now he knows if he has all the leverage. Divorce. If I divorce this woman, she knows she has nowhere to go, right? She has absolutely nowhere to go. So I'm going to hold what she did over her head. She needs a place to stay. So she's going to be dependent upon me and go with my every whim. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful of shit like that. People who are easily manipulated, you need to be very wary and probably need to read this book. I think it would be a good idea for you. And you probably, you know what I'm saying, should also think about having your own bank accounts. This is why I don't really agree with women relying on a man too much, because you could run into a situation like that. Go ahead and you got to work for yourself. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Always have a fallback plan. You need to be taking care of yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? You are not So you don't become subject to shit like this, because people will take your weaknesses and legitimately use them against you, and that shit is scary. And to prevent that from happening to somebody else, we gonna stop that shit today, because I feel like a lot of people out there are suffering, and I feel like people need to know the truth, and that's what we do on this podcast, because this is no surrender, no retreat against all odds, and that's what we do. Oh yeah, this one right here too. Law 12. This book be cooking. Like, look at this shit. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. And a lot of time I call this selective vulnerability. Sometimes people will tell you stuff about their situation on purpose to get you to open up too. They won't. It's like if you already don't trust somebody, like you would say like, oh, I got this. You tell them something personal. Oh, I got this going on in my life. It's sad and depressing. So you should open up to me. They ain't gonna say it like that, but like that's what you end up doing. You like, damn, bro, I'm going through a similar thing, X, Y, and Z. But it does make you put your guard down, because they have told you something personal. Be careful of that too. Yeah, I mean, it might be another film. Like, I know honey pot trap ain't the same thing as this, but like, and to me, it is. It's kind of like it's dangling something in your face. I mean, I say it's more like showing you my wounds so you show me yours type of thing. And you just got to be careful of that too. And that's law number 12. I'm going to read it again. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. I'm going to go ahead and read the little judgment thing too. Judgment. One sincere and honest move will cover over dozens of dishonest ones. Open-hearted gestures and honesty and generosity bring down the guard of even the most suspicious people. Once you're selectively honest opens a hole in the armor, you can deceive and manipulate them at will. A timely gift, a Trojan horse, will serve the same purpose. You know what I'm saying? Do not fall for that shit. There's some people that are nice for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, why are you being nice out of nowhere? You kind of got to wonder that shit. I mean, some people are really good and sneaky about when they do it. And they come in a drastic time of need when there's something going on in there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel like you need a friend or ally, especially if they've already like isolated you, and you have a need to want to speak to somebody, and that's what they'll come in out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? If they call you out of nowhere, it's normally for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody is nice to be manipulative, but there are some spineless cowards out there that are, and I feel like, yeah, that shit needs to stop, and it's unfair, and it's not cool. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of weak motherfuckers out there that just be doing shit like this that just makes me sick to my stomach. But yeah, here we go. We're going to get into more in this book. So I don't know if the laws I've read have already convinced you to go get this shit, but hey, I'll keep going. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. You know, some people will do this as this is the best instance of it. Honestly, this is the best example. Manipulative parents will block you, you know what I'm saying, in order to try to keep you in the dark because they think that they're punishing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what type of sick joke that is or what they think they get out of it, but some parents do that. You know what I'm saying? Some parents do that, and then when they come and they strike out and they come out of nowhere, they strike out of nowhere. The only thing you're worried about is that they came back. But you're prime and ready for manipulation. Humans are creatures of habit with an insatiable need to see familiarity in other people's actions. Your predictability gives them a sense of control. Turn the tables. Be deliberately unpredictable. Behavior that seems to have no consistency or purpose will keep them off balance, and they will wear themselves out trying to explain your moves. Take to an extreme, this strategy can intimidate and terrorize. Like I said, you don't have to play their game. Just cut them motherfuckers off. Fuck them niggas. I'm sorry. Just cut them motherfuckers off. That's the best thing that you can do. I mean, if you want to be spiteful, you can, take that route, I guess, but I wouldn't suggest it. Just take your step back. Take your step back from them. That's the best thing you could do. The gray rock method is the best thing that you can do against a manipulator. Oh, yeah. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. That's a good one, too. But I think the best one in here, it ain't the best one to me, but you should also, y'all should peep this law, too, because I think it's very good. Law 1, never outshine the master. Yeah, definitely do that. That works in all aspects of life. Just if somebody believes they're the smartest person in the room, whoever that might be, let them think that. Because if you try to your hardest to, to prove that you are smarter than them, or they are not as smart as they seem, you become the target. Honestly, like I said, if this book didn't tell you anything, people are fucking spiteful, and evil, and just because their egos got bruised, they're willing to do anything to, repair it, if that means damaging you in the process. So you got to be careful. The best way to get people like that is to just play the game and just let them think that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to prove, like I said with the over explaining, we don't have to prove nothing to nobody. But yeah, the best advice I can give you guys is to definitely read this book, because there's a lot of people that try to use. Oh, there's a term I want to put you guys onto as well, so we're all aware of this together. And not a lot of people know this term. So like, hold on, I got to see if I am spelling it right. Oh yeah, elicitation, right? A lot of people out here are very familiar with military tactics to probe information out of you. And I've known about this for a while. I watched this guy named Chase Hughes. I watch his channel a lot. I might tag it in the comment section if I can find it. But his name is Chase Hughes, and he goes over topics of manipulation and how to find a narcissist. This is good for people that are dating out there in the real world too. You should watch his channel, and he goes over how to find narcissists on dates and stuff like that in that nature. So elicitation is evoke or draw out a response, answer, or fact from someone in reaction to one's own actions or question. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like an example of elicitation, they talk about this a lot. And I be watching like not crime videos, but like investigative people and stuff like this. But Chase Hughes went over this as well. And he says the more sensitive the information you want to know, the less questions you should ask. And a lot of the time they make statements. A statement being like, I remember he went over a topic of how he would train people how to use elicitation. And he would say, okay, now, I want you to go over there and find out how much you're wearing Publix, right? And I want you to go over there and find out how much that lady makes an hour. So he called it, I think it was correcting the record method. So he would say a false statement, and in your mind, you're like, that shit's not right. This is what it is. And then you've just given them what they needed. So it would go like, you would see the lady stalking. It was like, wow, I heard stalkers at Kroger's just got a pay raise of $30 an hour. And I'm pretty sure in your mind, you're going to be like, what the fuck? I ain't hear that shit. I make 15. Now I know how much you make. You know what I'm saying? The game has been won just like that. And there's people that do shit like that. They'll make statements. A statement, just remember that a statement is not a question. If no question is asked, no question gets answered. Do you feel me? And then even if they do ask you a question, you don't have to answer it. You don't have to answer that shit at all. That's what we do. Just avoid that shit at all costs. If like you'll know, people are weird. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll do shit like that. Use military tactics. Hell, even on their own kids, people will do that shit to probe information out of you, like a fucking weirdo. But you know what I'm saying? This is all weird behavior, and that's all like the different tactics I'm trying to teach you guys so you can prepare and equip yourself for the real world. Because it's a dog eat dog world out here, man. It's an evil world we live in, and you gotta watch out. You gotta watch your back, because your own people can get you too. Yeah, but there's some other shit too that I wanted to teach you guys about. Elicitation was one of them. So you got the broken record method. That's one. You can act shocked and surprised too about the information that you've heard to keep people talking. There's other ways to keep people talking. Another one is that conditional. What's the word I use? Fuck. Conditional vulnerability. Like, right, I show you a scar so you can show you mine. Type shit. That's another way that people get you to talk about personal shit. The people just be probing all the time. What's another one? Damn. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm going to get around to it. And when I remember it, I'm going to tell you guys. Or hell, if there's somebody that knows what they're talking about in the comments, if you want to comment down below, let me know for sure. Because I know there's some I'm missing. We got the correct the record method. We got the vulnerability one. There's another one that I'm missing. It's you can act shocked or surprised about what was said. No way. And then, so you know how people expand on, hell yeah, man, they really did X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. And making statements in general. I know I got it in my phone. Hold on. Give me a second. If y'all can bear with me. Actually, I got the internet right here. Why don't I just use my phone? Different elicitation. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. For probing, we're going to say for probing, because I want to be specific here. For probing. Interview, observation, brainstorming, specialized conversational techniques, tactics, and feigning ignorance. Oh yeah, playing stupid is something that is good, but it's specific wording that I'm looking for here. Oh yeah, yep. An example would be statements such as "I saw on the news" or "I heard," followed by a statement that criticizes the clear employee's work, company, or project. You know what I'm saying? You'll say "I saw" or "I heard." They'll start those statements and then start. You know what I'm saying? Start it with that and then continue the statement. There's, like I said, okay, here we go. Which again, information. They're not going to tell you too much. It's just like stuff you got to know what to look for, because I'm not finding it right now. But I know that people do such things like this, and when I hear it, I'm going to know it's going on. But I'd say the challenge is trying to keep your ears tuned also to people that are close to you, because you can be blinded by that, and that radar turns off just because that's a close individual to you. But I'm not gonna lie, always keep that radar on. And I'm gonna say this one last thing. Yeah, no surrender, no retreat against all odds. Y'all definitely get this book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And yeah, there are spineless cowards out here willing to do anything to maintain power. Make sure you protect yourselves. My name is Anthony Jones, and I'm motherfucking out.